Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, tonight we thought that we would do something different, but before I tell you what we're doing, let me just let you know who's in the kitchen. So this is my youngest son, Ryan.
Yeah.
As you can see, he did very well. He's grown a lot taller than me, and I thought I was tall, but I feel like a shrimp next to him. So, so this is Ryan, my youngest son, who is a chef. He'll tell you a little bit about himself afterwards. We've got Terry on camera. Hi Terry.
Hello everyone.
And then we have got John on comments. Okay, so that means you're not going to get a lot out of him tonight.
Hello.
And then Ryan is cooking for me. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun tonight and get Ryan in to show you how to cook a nice meal. I'll let him tell you all about it anyhow. I'm going to go and get over there.
Before you go,
Yeah,
you do
go
look
on.
incredibly small there, aren't you? You shrinking a bit.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's
Wow.
an age thing,
Well,
Ryan.
we still love you all the same.
Yeah, goody, good.
So yeah, well, while you're here anyway, shall I tell everyone a little bit about the menu?
Yes, go on then, that'd
And
be good.
firstly, thank you, Terry, John, Mom, for letting me come and cook. I'm going a little bit against the usual narrative, and we're going to do a bit of savoury food.
Looking
And I
forward
get to
to
travel
it.
up from London, show a little bit of my wear, and hopefully teach you guys something as well.
Yeah.
So super exciting all round.
And let me get Terry to do a little flash of what we got over here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Looking good, isn't it?
Look
Wow.
at this.
Boom. There we go.
Isn't that looking good? Yummy, yummy. You're jealous.
There we go.
So, John, have you managed to get in on comments?
We're just in there now.
We're just in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
follow us from YouTube as well, evening and
Hello.
Brilliant.
So, Mom, look me in the eye when I say I've got the dream menu for you tonight. It's going to be the menu that dreams are made of. Starting off with oysters. We've got Carlingford oysters. We're going to shuck them. They're still alive. They're raw. And Mom's going to dig them. Is that you?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, that's just to whet the appetite.
That's what you like.
We're going to go on to an absolutely stunning
Going to
plate
go do Mum's menu.
of Italian crudo, which is basically live mussels, raw beef. We've got live langoustines.
That's what he
What's wrong?
likes.
What's wrong?
That's what him and his wife likes and John likes.
You said
It's
we had an
awful
hour.
when we go out for a meal for four of us. That's what they like. Then there's
food,
Mum.
Real food. No, anyway, so
This lamb's been in the oven since 2 o'clock.
so no, in all seriousness, guys, we've got an absolutely jam-packed menu that's absolutely beautiful that hopefully you can relate to. I definitely know Mum will, because we've got some stunning from John Littlewoods, which is a butcher local to us. We've got some northern, because we are in the northwest, so we've got some beautiful northwestern lamb, absolutely stunning, beautiful lamb chops.
I'm looking forward to it.
That is a
It's my
signal from
favourite.
Mum. She loves that. We've got some mint, some ginger, some pine nuts, some honey. Dare I say it, a little bit of soy and miso in there just to make a little sexy
Yeah.
marinade. It's going to be incredible.
You get that sexy marinade.
Sexy
Just
marinade.
remember that when you're serving this up for your husband, it's called sexy marinade.
How PG are we going tonight? Because we're going to be rubbing this. No,
And then give
no.
it a rub.
There we go.
Yep.
So, and we've got some incredible stone fruit. The only fruit you should be eating right now, Mum. And the reason I'm doing this is because me and Mum were talking about the menu on Monday.
Yeah.
And I said, Mum, do you want some fruit? I'm staying at my brother's house. She said, yeah, cool. Took it over, sliced some nectarine up. She went, Ryan, what have you done to these? I said,
They're amazing.
nothing. You just got to eat fruit when it's good. That's what we're doing. So we've got nectarine, some chives. We've got some spreadable chorizo, which is called andouille, which is here. So we've got some andouille, some salty
I
cheese.
can never get my tongue round that word. How do you say it?
Have a go. Andouille.
I'm not even going to try.
Andouille?
Something like
That's
that.
what everyone calls it, right? Andouille, it's fine. Okay, so we've got some
Nice stuff.
andouille. We can call this, it's queso fresco, feta, salty crumbly cheese. Anything will work along those lines. So we've got a beautiful nectarine salad, a gorgeous chorizo-like vinaigrette. We've got the lamb chops with the mint, the ginger, the pine nuts. And then, guys, we're going to do, we've got some rosemary, some garlic, some potatoes. We couldn't decide, could we, Mum? Because what we want is to like relate to everybody. You've got your lamb, you've got your salad moment, and then the starch. And we was asking earlier today, weren't we?
We did.
We were cooking with Bella. We've got some potatoes, and we're going to go halfway towards the triple cooked chip without the hassle, and we're not going to quite do a roast potato. So we're going to give you that lovely moment where everybody says, what have you done to these potatoes?
Yeah.
And I say, throw them in the oven, throw a bit of rosemary on them. And
But we did get some nice feedback. So Hasselback potatoes,
We
gnocchi,
did.
and everything. So Ryan's going to do. I chose rice. John chose potatoes, and yeah.
we got some roast potatoes, we got some gnocchi, but potatoes were stronghold, and I wanted to do something that fitted in the menu and didn't take all day. So we're going to show you something cool there. And then we've got some broccoli, which we're going to roast. And I know everybody, bar a few smart ones out there, are doing broccoli all wrong. Just taking the little florets off and throwing it all in the bin.
That's how I do it.
I know.
I used to cut my florets, or still do, cut my florets right up there.
No, I mean this as well. So we're gonna get some broccoli. We're gonna cut it into 4, dress it in a little bit of lemon, bang in the oven, forget about it for 25 minutes, roast it up, bit of lemon, bit of pickled shallot, parmesan to finish. We're going to have a buffet of dreams. No oysters,
Buffet
no
of
raw,
dreams.
no raw beef, no mussels, nothing crawling around, Mum.
Good.
In safe hands.
You can save them.
So
for,
that's
you can save them for Rosie and John.
there we go. So we're all good. Do you want to go take a seat?
Yeah, I'm going
Well,
to
we've
grab
got a
my
good
phone of
audience
John.
as well. We've got over 160 people, so hello
Let's
everyone.
go.
Thanks for saying hello, and let us know where you're from. I notice we've got somebody from Houston, Texas here already.
Ah, fantastic, yeah.
Hello to everybody. So I feel really lucky tonight, so I'm going to stop talking a minute and crack on, because I'm used to doing live cook-alongs.
Right, and am I okay sat here?
You're okay sat there.
Brilliant.
So these live cook-alongs as well, I have to think about everyone following along, but I've got a beautiful audience tonight that's just watching, hopefully teaching, and I can go at my own pace,
Yeah,
chat
absolutely.
all day long. So first things first, John, you're the hit man on it. We're going potatoes first, is that correct?
We are on, yeah.
We are indeed.
Rosemary cracked potatoes.
Rosemary cracked potatoes.
And
So
Alma, it is 8:10 p.m. here in the UK.
it is indeed. So guys, as well, just as I'm going along doing the boring stuff, potatoes, peeling, not much to learn here. If you've got any questions, fire them in. John's going to be
We got lots of nice comments.
tapping
So,
away.
Carol, you do have some handsome men in your kitchen.
Only some.
Well, thank you.
They're all handsome.
Oi, handsome man. Terry, have you put the camera on?
That I've had a few mouthfuls of that endudja, as my mum would say. It's a bit spicy. So, guys, basically, these potatoes couldn't be easier. These can go with your Sunday roast. They can go with your fish and chips, dare I say it. Slightly criminal. But I have these. I have these with steak. I have these with lamb. They're kind of like peel the potato, chop them up into whatever shapes and sizes you want, boil them in quite salty water, and then throw them into a tray and get them in the oven. Now, the magic moment is you're like, well, what's he doing there? Well, it sounds like a roast potato. Correct, apart from a little less care. And then at the end, I mean, look at this. So I'm going to do about 8-9 potatoes. Then you look, I don't know if we've got an overhead view on that, all that garlic and all that rosemary is going to go into those. So it's almost like for like. We're talking perfume from these aromats like never before. And that's what you want, that bold shock value of flavour. And that's kind of what I do in the industry I work in. If you've had it at home, then how can I sell it to you again? How can I sell you the experience? So it needs to be different, it needs to be big, and it needs to be bold.
Well, quite a few people have had roasted broccoli before.
Okay, cool. Should we do the asparagus? I'm joking. No.
Change it up.
That's all we're doing. No. We've got to stick with it, guys. Roasted asparagus is nothing new. And as a cook as well, I'm one of those cooks. I don't really create stuff from scratch. I just look at what's around me. I just find new ways to do stuff. I look at how other people do stuff, question it. Why do they do it? Why did my mum cut all of the florets off and throw the stem in the bin? It's a big question, isn't it? Let's whack it in the oven and see what it tastes like. So that's that.
Because
So
you as kids, I had enough problems trying to get you to eat the stuff without eating
always
the
the
stems.
kid's fault.
Right?
Nah.
So Andrew Lucas says you need to delegate or get someone else to do the peeling and chopping.
Do
Why
you-
are you doing it?
Because I like to get involved. I'm used to working in a team actually of about anywhere between 8 to 30 chefs. So I just don't really know what I'm doing. I'm a bit out in the wild here tonight. So I did actually say to my mum just before we started as well. I said, "Is anyone going to help?" And Mum's like, "Nope."
No.
As you know, she's found her seat over there. Fair play. She's raised me for 36 years. Well, 35. I've been alright last year.
How do you spell that word that I don't know how to say?
So it's pronounced, it's Italian, and it's Calabrian, is where it's from, Calabria, and it's spicy, spreadable salami, and it's called Nduja. So silent J. So it's Nduja. Nduja.
I spelled that right then. I responded to Sue. On
Yeah.
Oh, have you responded to Sue?
Now, yeah. I may need correcting on that, but we're close.
Well, I would never have known that was how to spell it. Did you, Terry?
No, I was asking him what it even was, so I was like, no,
So-
I heard that word.
That's a right shock to me.
So, Mum, everybody's obviously looking at me peeling potatoes, so now's a good
And
time
quite
to
a
ask
few
you.
people think that you look similar to Ollie the Chalk.
Ollie the Chalk?
Yeah, you all went
I
to
tell you
school
what,
together, didn't you?
he's a good-looking fella, isn't he? I mean, hair. I'm losing my hair a little bit. I'm 36, but I don't really fear that. But I don't know if I've got the forehead to pull the full, bald head off, let alone a full head of hair. Have you seen his hair?
To be fair, a bandana could be.
A bandana. I don't know if a bandana's my thing. I mean, I'm a married, very confident man, but Ollie, he's a sexy boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a very good looking fella. And congratulations, he's just had his first baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's safe.
You all went to school together anyhow, so he remembers you well.
He's a good man. So Mum, menu, that's what I was going to ask. What do you think of it?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, Ryan.
Where's the excitement level out of 10?
And Molly Thompson says you have a good swipe of Laura. And you and Laura used to be besties all the time.
Yeah, no, we still are, to be honest. Yeah, no, we're pretty close, me and Laura. Well, my last potato, guys, don't worry. It's going to get interesting anytime soon.
Annette says that she loves how fast you peel the potatoes.
Yeah. So we are learning. We have got some skills. John, I'm actually going to utilise you a little bit because I'm not going to run all 70 foot over to the sink just to get some water in my pan. So John, Papa John, as I like to call him, he's going to be getting involved.
And Ryan, do you have an Instagram account? And if you do, what is it?
I do. It's Ryan Chef Stafford. And it's a bit like Jamie at home, really. I just kind of cook whatever's in my fridge, mess around, sometimes do some little cheeky lives, all about my garden, growing vegetables with my daughter, nothing too serious, but do go and check it out. It's pretty awesome. Ryan Chef Stafford.
I just put up the wrong info.
Yeah.
Oh, John.
Oh, dear. That happened, John.
Well, we're getting off to a good start, aren't we? So, potatoes. I said about wonky shapes. I mean, if we get an overhead camera, angle the knife sideways. Let's do some long, but what we do want is a kind of all different shapes, but we kind of want that kind of 2 to 3 centimetre kind of chunks and squares, as you can see, straight into the pan. And the reason is because we don't want to be waiting 45 minutes like a roast potato. We want to cook these really salty water, ocean-like water. And the reason we have ocean-like water is so that you don't feel the need to throw a load of salt on carelessly at the end of your meal. A good chef will look after your meal, serve you a plate of pure deliciousness, taking care of all of that whilst watching your blood pressure. So ocean-like water for your vegetables, cold water for potatoes, anything under the ground, always cold water, so you don't get a soft outside and a solid middle. Peas, boiling water, nice and delicate, anything above the ground, golden rule. But yeah, it's a nice little tip to tell people about that salty water. Even if you don't like salt, but you like seasoning your food afterwards, it's always worthwhile. Taste what's ocean-like water taste like, Mum?
I've no idea. Very salty.
Have you been in the sea?
I have.
Well, there you go. So you know the answers.
Yeah.
There you go. So it tastes like when you go for a swim. Oh, I've got seawater in my mouth. That's what it tastes like. So not delicious, but it does wonders for the potatoes.
So there's a few more people joined us. We're up to 189 now.
Boom.
Quite a few people didn't realise there was a live tonight. If you want to know what lives that we're doing, if you're in the group Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake Community, every Friday afternoon, Terry or India puts up the list of what's going on in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. So always follow that. It's also always on this page, which is Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles. And Mandy Harvey is asking Ryan, do you share any of your recipes?
If I can be bothered writing them.
So Ryan does have a recipe website.
Really honest.
He does have a recipe website, and sometimes he does get a chance to sit down and write them. Is your recipe site still live, Ryan?
I go by eye because I was once told, well, not directly, but Gordon Ramsay used to say, a good chef measures their ingredients, but an incredible one doesn't. So there we go, ocean-like water. Loads of salt in there. I know from experience what it's like. John, if you would be absolute legend, just to cover about 1/2 inch to 1 inch over those potatoes, and that salt's going to penetrate the potato as it cooks, and then it's just going to take as much salt as it wants, and then the water's going to be thrown away with all that salt in at the end with a perfectly seasoned vegetable.
When Ryan was a very young man, he started working with Chef Ramsay. What is your website called, Ryan? Is it still going?
Yeah, it's Ryan Stafford.
Ryan Stafford.
It is indeed. So, John.
UK, ryanstafford.co.uk. And then somebody said there's an awful lot of potatoes you peel in there, but there is 4 of us in the kitchen. Yeah. So we're feeding Terry, John and myself tonight, and Ryan might get a cheeky nibble as well. Depends how good it is. We could probably stop it all, couldn't we, again?
Yeah.
There we go. Well, me and Terry have been catching up. It's the first time we've met, isn't it, Terry?
Yes.
And we've had a good catch up. And soon as I came into the kitchen, me and Terry talked for an hour and a half. Then I realised I had to do some stuff, hence the potato peeling. So yeah, it's good to have
Trish
food
Collins
in the kitchen.
is joining us, or we're joining Trish in the hot tub tonight.
What?
Oh,
I want to be where Trish is. So I talked about all that garlic and aromat. So throw half of it around the kitchen, and with the other half, we want to just break it up, leave the skins on. Now, when we talked about that perfume, you know, you're thinking all this garlic, what does it do? Well, when those potatoes, when they come out of the oven, when we finally get them on cooking, when those potatoes come out of the oven and they're, you know, they've got a little bit of fat on them and they're beautiful and roasted and all that heat, we're going to use that to open up the pores in the rosemary and the garlic. And it's just going to infuse the potatoes, and that big bold, beautiful flavour that we talked about will begin. First time using these, Mum. You know all about them?
No.
Karen told me all about it, and so I was like, yeah, cool, Karen, yeah, thanks. And that's for off, and that's for on. Like, I've got a thing with hops.
And I don't know.
So, function, boom, and we're rocking 1000, that's what we want. So, garlic, there's a lot there. I'm happy with that. We just want to get some of that and bash it up. Well, do you want to come bash some garlic up for me?
John's sat there, he can bash them for you.
See, guys, and you wonder why I don't ask for no help. I'm on my own here.
Well, John's down there.
Tell you what, if I pay for the flights from Texas, you can come next time and help me, because no one's doing it here. So, rosemary, we're just going to throw in like that. We'll come back to that garlic, and we'll squash them up in a bit, because Mum can't be bothered.
No.
Oh yeah, there you go, John. John, absolute legend. Well, it's Mum's night tonight, isn't it? It's a luxury.
What am I actually doing?
Crushing it, John. Just getting something. I tell you what, you can literally, if you wipe the surface afterwards, garlic like that in the skin, crush. The reason we keep it in the skin is because we don't want to be eating garlic. We want to keep it exposed but together.
So I'm not taking the skin off.
Sure.
Yeah, do it on the camera, right, so we can see how you crush your garlic.
Okay. Well,
basically, don't need no fancy crusher.
Well, basically, the chef, the chefy way is just to on there, done like that.
I do that.
Terry, 2 points.
You're wasting.
You're already there. Or I mean, generally you can just get your fist on it and hear that crunch there, but then you get it all over your hands. You don't really want that. But essentially, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Somewhere between that and that. That's what we're looking for. John, you happy?
Yeah.
Good man.
I'm off for that.
Okay, so potatoes are on, ocean-like water, we've got our garlic, we've got our rosemary. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we have basically got one dish all going, ready to go in the oven. Yeah. John, do you want me to just come and do it?
No.
Okay. So next dish, John, we are going on to the broccoli. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right?
Next dish number 2 is roasted broccoli, shallots and parmesan.
Yeah, no, I changed it around a little bit in my time plan, but thank you, Terry.
Well, Karen, who works in the kitchen, is allergic to garlic, so she goes, thank goodness she's not staying for tea tonight.
That is a good one, Karen. So, broccoli, the humble broccoli. I mean, you see this in the supermarket. And just why I say supermarket as well, guys, rather than being, I know I live in a bubble called London. I get all fancy ingredients, which sometimes I bring stuff home and my wife's never seen it. Been cooking 18 years. So lucky in London to have, you know, the reach of the world, and supermarkets are great, and they are. Sainsbury's is where I went today. And everything I'm cooking with tonight, because we're going to go to a few ingredients like the andouille, Sainsbury's, the salted cheese, we've got some miso as well. We'll show a little bit of brand as well, just so we can make sure everything here is accessible. I don't want anybody looking thinking, oh, that's all right for him because he can get that, all this stuff in from local supermarket. Don't know about Texas, you'll have to check me on that. So the humble broccoli, I love it. Why do I love it? Because it's full of beautiful nutrients, got loads of iron in, loads of incredible stuff, and it's cheap as anything. We all love a bargain, right? Love a bargain, Mum?
How much do you need, Brian?
Loves a bargain. All of what I give you.
Oh, right. Okay.
So basically, that for me is all you need to waste. See that? Little 50p off the bottom. That's it. And that's just where Farmer John growing his broccoli, kind of like just nicked the end off it. It's just a bit like been around the supermarket. No one knows where it's been, that's why we take it off. We'll give these a little wash. So we take the bottoms off there like so. And that's all we're going to waste. I mean, look at that. That is value for money. Bang. Look, that's all that's going. I love that. So we're just going to go central, down there, down the stem. You can get really chefy with these. You can put like some marinade on them like you would. And you see like a few chefs now for people that are vegan, and they do like these broccoli steaks and all that. You don't need to call it a steak. It's just beautiful roasted broccoli or cauliflower.
So a few people are asking, has Ryan worked behind the camera before? He's a natural. Well, Ryan was on, I've seen somebody who's mentioned it before, Ryan was on MasterChef The Professionals way back in 2009.
Well, the original hype woman. Come on, Mum. Always got Mum, haven't we? Come on, Mum.
Yeah, that's
Mum.
it. He's worked for Jamie Oliver, done lots of things with him, and his last company that he was with, which was called Rocket, he did the Cook's Tour with them. So do you want to tell them a little bit about that, how they can find those Cook's Tour?
Yeah, I mean, if you go onto YouTube and you go on a Cook's Tour, it's named, we named it after, I mean, a fantastic company that I've just left. Just natural reasons, incredible company, Rocket, and we did something called a Cook's Tour in the pandemic as a way of mobilising the kitchen, keeping my staff, keeping my team, keeping people together and keeping busy. And we're all brought together by food, let's not forget. So, you know, everyone was putting stuff in a box and whatever, but we wanted to take it to a step, a different level. So we took it to a level of sending out very unusual ingredients, and then I would do a masterclass, a cook-along, which I kind of mentioned at the beginning. Great, but you know, you become a little bit boxed to what you can do and in what time. You know, people want to follow along, they're watching and a lag, so a little bit more relaxed tonight. But yeah, no, thanks for, I wouldn't say I was overly confident, still get a little bit nervous, especially when Mum's around.
He's been in the kitchen and done a couple of lives for us previously. He did a fantastic pancake dessert that some of you watched that many years ago.
So I was a bit horrified looking at that the other day. I had
Right.
a little Google, I was like, what is that?
Brilliant.
No, it was good, but you know, you move on, don't you?
And what else did you make? Those melting chocolate things. Can't think what the name is.
Oh, we did a white chocolate fondant, didn't we? But we did
Yes.
in pink for Sugar and Crumbs.
That's right, we did.
Boom. Just back to this for a minute. We have got those broccoli stems. Hold those up to the camera. As you can see there, we get a nice little overhead. Seasoning, you'll see, you'll be like, geez, this guy loves a bit of pepper. But it's going to roast and it's going to spit and it's going to be all over the place. And you just really want to make sure you get nice and seasoned. One thing that chefs that I work with and people do is they under-season things. They think that's how much salt I like, but they don't think about the cooking and the roasting and what's going to be left in the tray. So,
Jasmine Newby said, is there a preference of what oil to use?
So in my kitchens that I work in, I have all the chefs that I work with just really simply understand that we have vinegars and oils for different jobs. So it's a bit kind of like, you know, you're going out on a Friday night, like that's it, the shoes are coming out, that's it, I'm going to put that eyeliner on. And then when you're chilling, just going to work on a Monday, it's a bit different, isn't it? So yeah. It's a bit like that with oils in the kitchen, to have a simple analogy to put to it. Neutral oil is always going to have a high burning point, roasting potatoes, roasting broccoli, going on the barbecue, without giving you a carcinogenic kind of bitter taste. You start going to finishing oils, like a good extra virgin olive oil, it's smoke point, which means the point when it smokes and starts to implode on its natural kind of being. So I do cook with olive oil, but I finish stuff, you know, or I mix it with a neutral oil. So I just go neutral oil.
This is my question. Why have you put lemon in with the broccoli?
Just because it helps season it. So you got to acidulate the broccoli. So I often think of the vocabulary as a chef's tools, if you like, acidity, salt, heat. Now salt comes in soy, it comes in miso, cheese, natural occurring. So when you're trying to make things interesting, you have to evolve. So yeah, freshen it up, bit of lemon on a bit of fresh fish, put a bit of vinegar on some potatoes as well. So lemon in there, smell that.
I can smell it from here.
Smell
Smells
that.
gorgeous.
The lemon's good. Mum's got a thing about vinegar at the minute. She's like, you just make sure you don't put too much vinegar in it. I'm not really into vinegar at the minute. So that I'm the kid. I'm the son. I'm meant to be like, oh, Mum, I don't do sauces anymore. You know, I don't do this, but no, it's your job now, isn't it?
My taste buds have changed.
There's even vinegar in Caesar's dressing, though.
Oh, it's
Well, there's something in the Caesar's dressing.
I'm just going to get a baking tray. That's a fridge. Mum, baking trays? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So do you prefer the broccoli head or the tender stem broccoli that you can buy? This is Mandy Harvey. She said she tends to buy the tender stems, but going to do this with the head next time. What would you like?
Baking paper?
Under the oven there.
Of course. There it is. Non-stick baking paper, we're back in business.
Yeah.
Okay, so
do you prefer to use the broccoli head or the tender stem?
I love tender stem. I grow a lot of vegetables, and I grow a lot of broccoli, and I grow purple sprouting broccoli. I think they all offer different kind of credits, different kinds of amazingness.
Don't ask me why we've got different shapes of brown paper. I've no idea.
I wasn't going to say anything. So I think that yeah, I mean, I think that tender stem's nice, you know, delicate kind of fish, a bit of grilled fish, nice bit of tender stem. Tender stem's great for deep frying in a little bit of, it's just kind of like already cut up and portioned, isn't it, and dainty. Whereas, big piece of gnarly broccoli, it's like the kind of vegetable you want to pick a fight with, isn't it? It's like, come on, try me with anything. So we're going to cut you up chunky and put you in the oven.
So Ryan has just left Rocket Food, that's where he's worked for a few years, and he's moving closer to home with having a family and everything. He's moving closer to home in Surrey, and he's going to work for Caper and
Berry, yeah, an incredible company down in Eashing, in Guildford, in Surrey. Great guy that owns the company, great team, really excited to start there. So.
And interestingly, a conversation that was on the lines a couple of weeks ago was about the super vet.
Yes.
And that's next door.
And that's next door.
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Yes.
One of the chefs said to me.
The ladies like Fitzpatrick.
I said to one of the chefs.
Took over a whole line. They forgot that we were demoing. They just talked about Fitzpatrick. So
Is
we're
that
not
right?
going there again, Ryan, because otherwise we'll lose the audience.
So if we.
It was Geraldine.
No. What was the vet?
If we can just get a little overhead of the broccoli. So guys, really simple. Probably looks like anything you do on a Sunday. Got some of John's specially crushed amazing garlic in there. We've got some lemon, some neutral oil, some salt, some pepper, and it's all rocking. All we want to do now really is just forget about that. So into the oven that goes. Going to cook this in a roast potato oven on the cracked potatoes at about 220. So we will be laughing all the way to broccoli mill for that. Lovely. See you later. Now with that, we're going to partner up. So you got this lovely kind of toasted broccoli. Just while waiting for those potatoes to come up, we are going to pickle some shallots. Me and Terry are having a great little conversation working before about the food. And I said shallots, my favourite way of pickling onions is from, this is a test, Terry.
Lemon and salt.
Lemon and salt. It's a Persian, Turkish way to go about it. Now, why does lemon and salt, or shallots as well? Beautiful little.
I do like shallots.
Just a quick question on when you mentioned neutral oil, do you mean vegetable oil or sunflower?
Rapeseed, sunflower, vegetable, something high grade. If you can get organic, great, because it might not have like chemicals or different non. If it's not organic, you can generally mix other oils that may not be from vegetables to it. And as long as 60% of it is vegetable, you can call it vegetable oil. It's a bit of a tragedy, really. So I just try and use some organic whenever I can. Rapeseed, neutral, sunflower, high smoke point, taste of nothing really. So great for kind of putting on. I'm okay, I've got some here. Yeah, so neutral oils. You know what, even chefs ask me that. Chef, what do you mean neutral oil? I just think if you're looking to add flavour, then there you go. If not, just want it to cook. So we've got some beautiful, absolutely stunning shallots here. I wanted banana shallots, but I couldn't find any. So we've got some. They kind of look like these little bad boys here, which I'll bring over. You see these baby onions now. They're strong, they're punchy, and they're a bit, that kind of onion breath moment that we don't want, but we want that delicate crunch and sweetness that these little shallots offer. So we're just going to pickle those. The lemon's going to extract that and leave it in the pickle, and so is the salt, both being very abrasive. This is going to be the funny part, because I need to cut these really thin. And actually, John, you've been sharpening these knives. You're not doing too bad a job. Let's have a little look here.
And Jasmine says, thank you for the oil classification.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome. So we just want them as thin as possible. I usually use one of these fancy mandolins, and I have took about a third of my finger length off over the years with many, many accidents. But what we're looking to do is just get some of these onions. You've got that roasted broccoli, that grilled vegetable flavour. Then we're going to put some parmesan and these pickled shallots. You've got that milky parmesan, pickled shallot, and beautiful roasted vegetable. For me, it's a delicious match made in heaven. Absolutely gorgeous. So as thin as you can, a few chunks in there. If you're not feeling all Marco Pere white tonight, you want those thin ones. I'm trying my best here. John, I'd give these a 6 out of 10 for sharpness, just in case you're wondering. Like that, running through all the cogs spinning in John's head. I wonder what he thinks of my knives.
I wasn't expecting
pretty
to
good.
get 1 or 3, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. No, I mean they could be worse. I still got my fingers. I think that's enough. So we've got 2 shallots there. Absolutely incredible. I'm just going to throw everything that I don't want over here. So yeah, lemon. We were talking about it. 2 lemons.
Somebody did ask before, and I forgot. They said, what brand of knives do you normally use?
That's a funny one. Mum's going to love this. Mum bought me. It's all about Mum tonight, right? And Mum bought me all about. Just been talking about myself half an hour. Hi, Mum. You're back. So Mum bought me my first knives and used to drive me to both of my first jobs at a golf club, and then when I was in college doing my MVQ in Buxton, used to drive me up to a Hilton hotel that I worked at. And the story comes because I remember I got my first chef roll, it's like this canvas kind of thing, right? And you get like a Victronox set. You get the paring knife, you get the peeler, you get the melon baller, and all of that. And do you know what? In 18 years cooking, I've done full circle. I've done the knives I can't afford, you know, the credit card moment, 400 quid knife that I don't know how to sharpen. All the way back, yeah, all the way back round. So you go to Global, and then you go German, then you go Austrian, then some guy makes one in Nottingham, you know, he's on Instagram, and then that breaks as well, and you can't keep it sharp. And then you go back to your £20 knife from Victronox. And you're like, this is me. So I do have some fancy knives. I have a couple, but this is the way it is. Here's the analogy. A Ferrari will need a new clutch if you drive it like you should a Ferrari every 10,000 miles.
No,
Whereas if you keep it,
2,000.
yeah, every 2,000. But if you keep it in the garage, you know, and never drive it, and that's the same as a knife. A good knife that's expensive needs a lot of work. You need to oil it, you need to sharpen it on a stone. It's going to blunt very easy. The metal's soft. It's going to give you precision. And you know, when I'm doing a dinner for 2,000 people with 30 chefs in my kitchen, I have to jump in and get into some leeks or start butchering down some lamb. That's just not the moment I need. So lemon juice goes in there. We've got two whole lemons, and then we're going to watch these. Hopefully, I'm pretty confident the lemon juice is going to extract all that rawness. Got a nice big helping of sea salt in there, and again, it's going to leave in the pickle. And this is a Persian way of doing it. I used to work for a Persian family, and they taught me. It's really funny because the grandmother came down, mum conversation. And 3 weeks into the job, you know, like private ultra high net worth family down in St John's, Primrose Hill in London, and I'm giving it the big one, like, yeah, I'm a private chef and all that. And the nanny comes down, says to me, the grandparents would like to talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're going to say something awesome about the food. And I came up and put his hand on my shoulder and said, chef, very, very good cooking. I will teach you how to cook rice. And I was like, what? And there's a special way of doing it. But they also taught me how to pickle onions like this. And everything in Persia is quite simple. Some of the marinades, but the way they pickled onions, salt, lemon juice, just like that, as you can see. You can see they're already taking a nice little pink tinge there. They're going to the most beautiful colour. We're going to pop a little bit of cling film on top of there and just let them do their thing while we're doing everything else. I'll tell you what, these potatoes, they might be ready tomorrow. What do you reckon?
Well, have you turned the heat up?
Yeah, it's on full. Karen, if you're watching, I'm so sorry, I was listening. None of it's your fault. It's all my fault.
Isn't one of these hobs faster than the other one?
I don't know.
I think
It's one of those, isn't it? You know, when you're on a navigation, you've been driving for like 6 hours, and you start going, I'm sure this isn't the right way, but you've never been to that place in France
Karen,
before.
if you're watching, can you let me know which is the fastest
Yeah,
hob?
I would just stick with this. It's coming up to the boil and it's fine. We'll turn one of the ovens up. So we'll pop those over there. We've got the broccoli in. We've got the pickled shallots going. Parmesan's done. We don't need to do anything. That's the broccoli dish done. And then we've got the potatoes cooking. We've got the rosemary and garlic ready. So next, John, we're going to go on to... What's next?
Jasmine Newsby said, can you tell her how to cook rice then?
We've got nectarine rocket.
How long have you got?
Dressing.
Huh? What's that?
We've got nectarine rocket and nduja dressing.
Yeah. And so lemon, I'm a typical chef, just get stuck in. Don't really think of consequences, but there's enzymes in tomatoes. Obviously, the natural citric acid that's found in lemons. It doesn't really affect me on my hands, but I feel it. So do wear some gloves if you've got them. Cloths. There we go.
Okay.
Let's have a little clean up here.
Yeah.
So we're on to. Did it not say the marinade, John? Does it say the nectarine salad now, not the marinade? Are you sure? Can you be trusted?
No, I can't actually. We've
Go
got
on.
lamb, pine nuts and mint, number 3.
John cannot be trusted. That's what we've learned. We've learned that the cook is pretty slow and I should have listened to Karen, and also that John's not to be trusted. Fair enough.
Do you like rice cookers, Ryan?
For sushi rice, yeah, but I use rationales for everything. So I use big tray, anything I can do on a stove or hob. I don't really like, you know, Karen was telling me about her air fryer before. It sounds awesome, Karen. But anything that's a bit, it kind of takes away, you know, I'm a natural, I like the challenge. I like a pan of oil, actually. Indians do it. In India, a big vat of oil. No buttons, no digits and stuff like that. Okay, so, did we say lamb?
We did.
So onto the lamb we go.
Lamb, pine nuts with mint.
Just need to get another oven tray in while I'm thinking. Oven tray for these potatoes and get those.
Well, I cook rice and I think I cook it very well, but I'm not going to tell you how to cook it in case Ryan corrects me.
Go on. Mum, this is your night. I'm cooking for you. You tell me what's your time anyway.
I put my rice in the pan and cover it over the top with water.
Right.
Then I bring it to the boil and simmer.
Right.
Okay. Then I pop it in the colander. So I drain it straight into the colander.
Yeah.
Then I pour boiling water over the top of it.
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
To take off all the starch.
Okay.
Yeah, put boiling water on the top of it, and then I do just dry it off a little bit by putting it back on the pan on the hob for a minute.
Never heard of it being done like that.
No, it tastes lovely.
I'm sure it
When
does.
did you last do that?
I made it for the dogs last week, actually, and I tasted it.
For the dogs.
Yeah, our dogs get rice every day now because we've changed their diet because they're old, so they're on chicken and rice every day.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And they're wolfing it down.
my mum.
And I tasted the rice, and it was lovely. It was nice.
So, I'm going to try that when I get a dog. I'm not joking, Mum. Sounds awesome. You've fed me for many years, so there must be something in it. So, you just get an overview, Terry, of these incredible lamb chops. Now, Mum likes telling the story. I like telling the story too. We talk about. I said, Mum, what do you want me to cook? What do you want me to cook? I'll cook you anything. What do your
What do you love, Mum?
Yeah, what do you want me to cook? I mean, is there anything that you actually eat anymore? John was saying you don't eat anything anymore. You know, like no vinegar, no chicken, and this and that.
No, I've gone off food.
No, but lamb. Who doesn't like lamb? I mean, great time as well. You want to be eating lamb really in England. If it's English lamb, this is local. It's from our local butcher. You want to be eating lamb really from the spring. That spring lamb prices are quite high, so I stay away really eating it as a seasonal kind of roast and stuff. Too kind of like the summer. Summer's a great time to eat lamb. And you can see here a few things we've been cooking. So we've got some lamb chops. So you can see here as well. Beautiful quality that you want to look for. I'll give you some tips. You've got a nice eye of the meat here. Now this has got all the bark on. So the bark's the outer skin. And this is the fat. Look at the thin layer there. Do you know what that says? Do you know what that says, Mum?
What?
It said that the animal was reared slowly and it had a beautiful natural diet. You know, you get layers and layers of fat. Sometimes like maybe the farmers like fast growth. Lots of, so I want to eat good meat, knowing that, it's good life, natural diet. This is local, John Litt. We've been going to that butcher for years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Supporting your local suppliers as well that support local farmers, and that's just a whole feel-good factor. And to know that the animal had, a cracking diet, out with Daisy and co, in the field, eating lovely herbs and stuff.
It's lovely that.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, the more fat actually says, they're not having steak every Friday night, are they? Like the lambs, all getting together for a beer on a Friday. They're eating grass, and that's should be slow grown. So the rack comes. It's this is a saddle again. So this is a saddle, and the saddle is kind of. Could you just get me back on the camera for a minute? So like that. So this is the saddle here. So saddle, got rump there, and then you've got the saddle. So the saddle comes up, and then you've got the ribs here. Ribs come round. The ribs are where these chops are. So literally, this would be, trying to get on the camera. Yeah, ribs. And then the saddle comes down on the back. And because it's a working part, you get this beautiful muscle that stabilises the lamb as it's walking around and turns. And as humans as well. Not that I've ever tried a human, but would have beautiful loins. Beautiful ham hocks, loins. As a chef, you've really got to get involved. You've got to, understand where the meat comes from. Understand, our legs would be quite tough, and our ankles, no one would want to chew on one of those. And our calves, no. But you talk about this back loin here, nice little fillet, and that's why lamb chops and lamb cutlets is the cutlets and chops. The chops are actually the ribs that come around here, and then lower down you get the saddle, as you can see there. Sorry, I'll do it here. So the bone's missing. So as it goes around to the saddle, you lose the rib cage. And then it comes round, and this on a pig would be the bacon. See similar shape there. See the bacon shape. So again, as well, the sirloin on beef, and it's good. All animals, four-legged animals anyway, they're all up there doing the same thing. So I brought that just to let you see what it is, and to see where it comes from in the animal. Beautiful kind of creamy bark as well. Shows that it's grass-fed. If that's yellow, thick yellow, It could be because it's a winter and they've had to grain fed the animal, and that's usually corn and maize and stuff like that. But when it's white, it shows it's natural fat. It's kind of the colour that our fat would be.
Well, Elaine Lawson's husband is a butcher, and he is watching tonight, and he said that's a lovely piece of lamb. And somebody has just said, but I can't find the comment now, that there was a nice piece of rump that you showed him there. Oh, there it was, Leslie Green.
Not going to marinate that. No. Just, yeah.
That's a nice piece of
There
rump.
we go. I'm going to keep my hands nice and raw for a minute while we're dealing with this. Actually, I'm going to wash them. I'm just going to check out
So she
potatoes,
couldn't
guys.
resist saying it.
No. There we go. My wife's watching as well, just to let you know. Maybe.
She's not actually, I'm not noticed her pop up.
Oh, is that right? Wife's not watching. Carry on.
Oh, she's looking after the babies.
She's looking after the babies. She might watch tomorrow though, so we'll be good. So yeah, basically these potatoes. There we go. Silence. But you just think these days, too many things. Get out of the car. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Left the fridge open. Beep, beep, beep. So yeah, they're still going. What we're looking for? We're just looking for a nice tender potato. On function. Leave those on. They're going to need another 10 minutes. And while we're waiting for those, let's just have a look at our broccoli. Broccoli should be toasted up beautifully. We've got some trays in there getting hot for our potatoes. Well, can we do another live tomorrow to show and tell our potatoes? Here we are, guys. 24 hour spuds. So, got the lamb in a mixing bowl. This marinade is going to change your life. Now, that's not like an egotistical thing or an overconfident, like, check this guy out, it better be good. It's tried and tested. Mom, last time you had this, you said, Ryan, what have you done to those lamb chops?
Yeah.
Simple. Lamb and mint, classic, number one. This is where I said I don't invent things from the ground. I look at things that are being done. Mint sauce with lamb, okay, how can we elevate it? Brown sugar moment. Yeah, there we go.
You're going to tell him about
There we
brown
go.
sugar.
Got her on the hook, pull her in, brown sugar. I'm going to replace that with honey. Bing bong. Sainsbury's.
So when Ryan was a little boy, I used to make lamb chops and I used to coat them in brown sugar. And they were absolutely delicious. And when I met John and I told him how to make them, he just sort of poo-pooed me out the kitchen and said, not a chance. And Ryan is basically using brown sugar, but he's using honey instead for the sweetness.
So there's going to be, in here, there's going to be 5 ingredients. And this is going to change your life forever. And then this thing, I don't know what it is. I've been want to promise that this is going to blend stuff up exactly how I want it.
Well, I don't know. Is
So-
that blend stuff up?
Mum, listen, sometimes you just got to jump in at the deep end. You just got to see if we can swim. Let's go with it. So, garlic, we're going big. You want to make sure there's no paper in there. So, 1 garlic in there. How much? We're going to make enough. So we've got like 12 chops in there, thereabouts.
Ooh, 12 chops, 4 each.
So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Don't look
5,
at me
6,
like that,
7,
Jabba
8, 9,
Farmer.
10, 11.
Or I might be
Yeah,
able
there's
to
12.
yours.
There's 12 chops in there. Did we have? Yeah, that's it.
Who's eating them?
Well, I'm definitely eating.
Mum, this is Mum's night,
You've
John.
had a tea tonight. I've had nothing.
12
all day.
divided by 4 doesn't get 4.
Oh, right, yeah. 3 chops each.
3 chops each. There we go.
Terry agreed with me as well. What are you doing? Agreeing with me? Well, there's
We're both as bad as each other.
That's why Terry's on the creative side.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go. We've got some garlic in there, a couple of cloves, bit of paper in there. Make sure you take it out. Paper is what I'm calling the stuff on the garlic.
Skin.
So the skin can go in there. Now I usually use fresh ginger, but I seen sushi ginger tonight, and I was like, no, you don't tell me it's sushi ginger because it says on the side. I just love challenging things. Ginger's ginger, right? It's pickled or it's raw. Definitely don't buy that lazy stuff in the supermarket because for me it doesn't taste like ginger. So we're going to go equal amount of ginger and garlic in there. Get a little bit of that jazz as well. This incredible liquor. Nothing gets wasted. Bong, that goes in. Now we want to go equal parts of salt and sugar. And so we're going to use soy and honey. John, I wonder. I know that should come out. It's fine. So I do everything. Remember what Ramsay said? Good chefs measure stuff. Absolute legends don't. So I'm just hoping it's going to taste good at the end. Then we'll find out, won't we? So, Mum, do you know what soy is? What is it on a flavour? What is it on your palate?
Salty.
Salty. And what's honey?
Sweet.
And that's basically like, that's what we love. Asian, Chinese food, Singaporean, Malaysian food. It's got that sweet and salt moment going on that we all love. So you've got the sweet and salt balancing out, really, really interesting, and then you've got the garlic in there and the ginger, just like, oh, electric, perfect partners in crime for the lamb. And then, just to spin it all off, miso. What is it? Fermented soybean.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Have a little taste of this one.
I'm just laughing here, Ryan, because we do a thing called demo days, demonstration days, and they're requesting, can you come up and do a demonstration day, i.e. so they can watch you cook live?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty strong.
Well, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. What do you get? If you just say yes, butterscotch,
Yeah.
toffee,
Yeah.
salty,
Yeah.
parmesan,
Yeah.
sexy.
I don't know about that.
I find it sexy. It's really nice. They did a competition actually.
Very nice.
It's funny.
So they're asking Ryan, are you going to come and do a demo day? And Geraldine Allen says, if you do, she's buying all the tickets because she's not sharing you.
Right, we need to capture this. Speechless.
So, have I got just a have I got a top on in this stuff or what?
It doesn't happen often.
Better get that.
I don't get back down the gym and stuff. Like summer's gone, but I'm
They'll
back.
have you for a starter and Ollie for dessert.
Wow. Do you know what though? We talked about this, didn't we?
Ollie, but he's had a baby, hasn't he?
He's had a baby.
He's trying to plan it before the baby comes.
So, guys, back to the script. Yeah, lamb. We've got equal parts. We've probably got about 3 tablespoons of soy, 3 tablespoons of honey in there. Oof, I'm getting a bit hot. All this chat about private sessions. So we've got some miso in there as well. Just adds a creaminess, unctuous kind of like really deep background, almost like what a stock cube does to gravies. What that miso is going to do. Why? Why is it in there? I don't know. It just tastes good. Why not? That's what it's all about. Things tasting good. You know, go to that restaurant, you're like, oh, what's they done to this pasta? It's a bit different. That's the name of the game. Just try new stuff. And then we're going to absolutely just ram this full with mint and garlic, rosemary and garlic. You know, massive, amazing flavours that go with lamb. So that's why the mint's in here, not the rosemary this time. Ginger and garlic, just because. You know, kind of the Wagner, the outcast of X Factor in this would be the ginger. Why is the ginger in there and the miso? It's the wild card, isn't it?
So let me just check. Nobody else has mentioned that they're freezing. We're not freezing. I'm on my phone. Are you freezing, John? And it's not saying that we're freezing, so it must be you, Anne. So
who's freezing?
The
You
live.
thought you meant cold?
Yeah, no freezing.
We've got a question here, Ryan. When you do roast potatoes
I was just
and you
gonna ask that
strain
one.
them, do you cook them in flour before roasting? My nana taught me that way.
No.
No.
So basically, my father-in-law, he does butternut squash and sweet potato in a little bit of semolina flour or a little bit of flour because obviously they're sweet, lots of sugar in there, and they tend to go really, what would be the word? A bit gooey and a bit caramelised.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't. I mean, do you know what? If you make a good, why don't you make some and send them in? You know, DPD do like a day thing, and I'll let you know. That tastes good. Maybe they won't be as crispy or as nice.
I've got friends who do theirs in flour, but I've got to be honest, I've never done them in flour.
Yeah. So guys, in here we have a whole bunch of mint, general big size from the supermarket. Again, just to run through, about a tablespoon of garlic or 3 or 4 cloves, and then there is the same amount of ginger. We've got a couple of tablespoons of honey, a couple of tablespoons of soy, and we've got that magical miso moment in there. John, you told me I need to use this, so you're going to blend it up. That's cool. Yeah?
He doesn't know how to use the blender, then.
Is there a lid? Oh, there's a lid first. I'll give him the lid. There you go.
Would be interesting. So,
Just blend it up, and if it should go to a nice kind of like thick paste.
Yeah.
There's a splash of water if not.
So Ryan doesn't have a recipe book, but he does have a recipe website, and it's Ryan Stafford.
What's that?
Is it Ryan Stafford?
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't have recipes on there. Yeah, no, it's a good bio. The thing is, sorry, John's really enjoying this. Told you not to be trusted, John the villain.
Yeah.
Just coming through again. That looks incredible. Should we pass that around, or we'll have a little smell of that?
Probably just needs another little.
So yeah, no, I used to do recipes as a bit of a hobby, but I'm very, very busy boy these days. I've got no other excuse apart from it just takes a lot of time. I'm constantly developing new dishes, new recipes in my work time. I've got a young family, so Yeah, if you DM me on Instagram though, and it's some tips and stuff you want or nod in the right direction, I'll always do reply. So we pass that around. That marinade, it's the game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Now I like to
Exciting. Yes, definitely.
I like to sit my lamb in this for 24 hours. Yeah, looks like something that you're gonna have after the gym, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terry, is that it?
It's not.
So yeah, you've got the mint in there. It's raw, it's ferocious, it's fiery, and to be honest, it's kind of like mustard. If you tried mustard, you're like, oh, that's a bit strong. But no one eats mustard like that. You know, a little bit with your steak, and that's like this. So don't be tasting this going, oh, I thought that'd be nice. In the lamb it goes. That's what its job's for. So into the lamb. Look at the colour of that. Immense. Love it. And that's going to caramelise. The sugars in there are going to caramelise with the fat of the lamb. You've got the salt in there, which is in the miso. That's going to kind of like semi-cure the lamb. 24 hours. These are going to be so tender. We don't have that opportunity today, so we're just going to do a quick version, and it still works amazing. Don't do this on the barbecue, under the grill. Don't do it in a pan. This is strictly under the grill because that's all going to burn. It's all going to stay in the pan. What I would say is baking paper over your grill outside. If you get good quality baking paper, it can go to 250 degrees. As long as there's not flames on it, but there can be embers underneath it. People see me on the barbecue and like, hey look, it's got paper on the barbecue. It's got paper. Well, that's its job. Goes in an oven, doesn't set fire. So lay it out on a barbecue. Put your baking paper down, and
Can
then.
I just tell you, Ryan?
Yep.
There's some conversation going on here that your mother has had to close her ears to and probably close her eyes to.
Really?
So I shall not be commenting on them. They
Naughty.
have brought the live to the salty level that they like doing
Is that
at
it?
times.
Am I getting invited
And
back?
I usually get the blame for it, but it's nothing to do with me. It's to do with them.
Am I
So,
getting an
crack on,
invite?
Ryan.
Ah, there we go. Ladies and gents. Okay,
Those
so
potatoes cooking.
yeah, fine, guys. A big announcement: potatoes are cooked. It's a big deal. Yeah. So as you can see, this is what we're looking for. If we just get a nice little overview. We'll just take that a little bit higher to steam the camera lens up. So as you can see, the crack. That's what we want. Cracked potatoes. It's all in the name. We're looking for that cracked potato. That means it's going to be fluffy. Now we're going to throw it in some hot fat on a hot tray. So it's going to crisp up all outside. We have that crack is a sign. We'll pull another one out there. They're all just coming up saying, pick me, pick me. Spend a lot of time in the kitchen, guys. Sorry. I've got a 3-year-old as well. Someone's got the same mental age as me.
No,
Finally.
do you know what I'm laughing at, Ryan? You speak very much how I am.
So yeah, the crack there. That's the sign that we're in Potatoville. So let's sort these potatoes out because we definitely want those to be ready before the end of the live. Yeah, tonight, Matthew. There we go. Okay, so
There's
that's
a
where
video
he
on
goes.
YouTube said Ryan is a double of his mum.
Is it? Thank you. Who said that?
Judith.
Oh, thanks, Judith. He's very lucky to look like his mother, isn't he?
I am.
And if you saw Wesley, his elder brother, he looks the same as Ryan. Ryan and him look like twins. And then Laura looks like Ryan. Adele's the odd one out. We don't know how we got her. I had a set of twins, and at times I do think they gave me the wrong one when they gave me Adele.
So, just before we stick those in, just want to show
She
you
knows
where
the
we're at.
story.
Just want to show you where we're at, guys. I'm just going to pop it on top of here, so I don't get that typical moment from Mum going, you're burning my chopping board. There we go. So, lovely. Toasted, roasted. It's got that barbecue kind of thing going on. The garlic's caramelised. We're going to squash a bit of that over. Now, this can just sit on the side. You know, we could have a time plan now, but that can sit on the side. We'll give it another 10 minutes, 5 minutes just to reheat up. It's not doing anything. Nice and tender. Use your hands, get involved. It's like a soft carrot, that. That's what we're looking for. We can eat all that. It's got that bitter, sweet, and we're going to get Parmesan pickled shots on there. It's going to be a dream. So, pop that over. Where can we pop that, John? Don't touch that. Don't what you do. Thanks, John. And then we're gonna get potatoes on and the lamb chops. And we're rocking. Do you know what, Mum? It is a good thing, isn't it? I think in our family as well, we're very, very lucky. We're all quite open and chatty, aren't we?
Yeah.
You've always brought us up to do all that, and you know, I'm ever indebted for the way you brought me up because I live in London. There's some strange people around, and you know, some quiet people, some creative people, and I always get the feeling that, you know, I have the opportunity to be a bit of a light in the room. I get that from you, so thank you.
I was a one-parent mum with Ryan since he was 6 months old, and I had twins at 3, and Wesley was just nearly 5. And I've always believed in talking to the children and explaining things to them, and through all my life I've told them everything, so they know everything that's going on. They know where mum is, what mum's doing, and why mum's doing it. And therefore nobody can ever come and say anything to them because they don't know.
You're real.
They know everything.
You're real.
Yeah.
You used to swear a lot as well.
I did used to swear a lot.
Yeah. I don't swear.
I still swear a lot.
I do a little bit. But the thing is, we don't use it in vain, do we?
No.
We don't use it as a weapon.
No, but I still
It's
swear
just a bit of.
I swear a lot now.
You're better than Nigella.
But no, guys, listen. Glad you're enjoying seeing me have some good family time with my mum. It's quite rare these days, isn't it, Mum?
Pardon?
It's quite rare that we get some time together.
Yes, it is rare.
John's here as well. Terry, we've just met, but it feels like family here in the Sugar and Crumbs studio tonight, which I'm very much enjoying. So I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, no, they're enjoying the live round.
So we're going to run to France and back. What do you think is? Wow, who designed this kitchen? I'm 36. We go to the gym, but wow, that is a long way away. So we
have used 2 rooms, this, didn't it? And then we knocked it down to make it bigger.
It did. So lamb chops. Here we go. Lovely, lovely lamb chops. Give them a little swish around. Mr. Butcher, lovely gentleman that complimented the lamb earlier. I like to get messy, but you know, when we're prepping.
The same lady who complimented lamb said you just put her off and by putting all that stuff all over it.
Really?
That was Elaine Lawson. She said, "Oh, we just put me off them now."
Elaine, this is the way we're going about it.
And
you know.
Nikki King says Terry is in food heaven.
I am.
Yeah.
She knows me so well.
The way I look at it is, yeah, like we're all very, very nice people, but like I said, we go out on a Friday night, we get those kind of like, you know, that jacket on, you know, we get those new kicks, whatever, going out to see friends, you get that little something that makes you feel a little bit special, like you're going out, you know, you feel good about yourself, which we should anyway, but, you know, that's what this marinade is. It's the dinner jacket. It's the lamb saying, hey, I'm looking good, but I want to look real good tonight. And that's the flavour that we're
How
putting
many
there.
chops have we got there, Ryan?
13.
13?
The
All
element
for
of
me.
surprise.
Jill Cook says, I don't even like cooking, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. 4 for
Don't
me.
even like cooking?
Pauline
You know what,
Zane says she can almost smell the garlic. It smells amazing in the kitchen.
Yeah. So, it does smell amazing, and these are not even cooked yet. And like I said, all that marinade's going to crackle. So just a quick recap, guys. These, we're going to put the grill on, and then we're going to crack on with our salad.
Yeah.
Potatoes are in. We'll turn those up. Hopefully they're going to do some stuff in the next 20 minutes or so. We're just looking for those to get really nice and crispy, you know, get that garlic and rosemary on. Lamb's marinated. Talked all about that. What's great about lamb, the flavour, what's going to take it to the next level, elevate that flavour. And then we have got the broccoli, which is done, which is awesome. We've got those onions pickling and some parmesan to finish, and now all we have to do is the salad.
And ladies, are you enjoying this live? Something a bit different from cake. So when Ryan offered to do this live, as I say, we've been trying to get Ryan and Ollie together, but Ollie had a baby and it just didn't work. Ryan had a baby this year and we just haven't managed to do that, but hopefully later on in the year we can do something like that. And then Ryan was coming home. He's not been home for a long time. And he said, Mum, would you like me to cook for you live? So are you enjoying this as something a bit different from the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen? We wasn't sure whether you would enjoy it or not, actually, but I hope that you do.
If I get invited back, I'll come. 2023, I've got space. We'll do it. Reckon, Mum?
Helen?
Do you know what I will say, Mum? I do look at it sometimes when you watch me cook. My wife and my mum are the only 2 ladies that go, are we going to eat it like that? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, no, it's like this, like one of those, isn't it? It's like, is it alright? Is that cooked? John, is this alright? Like, testing the water. I know what I'm doing, you're in safe hands, Mum. So, anyway, let's have a little wipe down, and then we will talk all things salad. Everything's rocking.
Can you use this marinade for pork or chicken?
Do you know what? Great question. It is a phenomenal marinade for chicken, lamb.
Pork?
Yeah, it's a bit strong for pork. But then you think, well, chicken doesn't really taste anything, but it kind of works with chicken in a real special way. I mean, let me know. And get to a free point. Sometimes I make it's a little bit sweet, sometimes a little bit too minty, sometimes a little bit too salty. But get to a confident level where you're not like, this is what he said, because your garlic will be a different size, your soy will be a different brand, and so will your miso as well. So get to a point where you're traveling with your ingredients and getting your own measure. It's a great tip from a chef. That's what I do. Get to know your ingredients.
So Ryan, how long are you going to roast your potatoes for, and what number, please?
So I've literally just turned them off. I've been like trying to break the little dial to go somewhere where it's not meant to, because they were meant to go in a little while. How long have we been live for?
You're trying to speed it up higher.
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that they're probably going to need another 25 minutes.
So, well, everybody is loving the live, so they're enjoying that. They're enjoying that. It's nice to have something different. I'm wondering if you're going to make a dessert tonight, Ryan.
No, I can make desserts. I make beautiful desserts. I can make croissants. I can make all kind of pastries, cakes and stuff. But again, I just said, I've got the boss lady here. Absolutely owning it.
And I've not made one.
No, you didn't do nothing.
We've got cornflake tarts.
No, but the thing is, on this A Cook's Tour that I talked about, where we travel around the world, it kind of suits my style as a chef. We did an Argentinian dessert. We travelled to kind of Italy. We did a beautiful Balinese dessert, Japanese dessert. But I just think sometimes, I just wanted to do. I thought the narrative was to do something a little bit different for you guys. But let me know if there's a dessert that you haven't seen in Sugar and Crumbs Studio that you'd like to see. Let me know. So, if we can get, Terry, a beautiful overview of this. I mean, look at those. I mean, on the screen that I'm looking on, they look a little bit like tomatoes, and they shouldn't, but rightly so. This salad, to get everyone's minds focused on the classic salad tricolore, which is the Italian salad of avocados, mozzarella. It's an Italian flag. Tomatoes, and you just splash a little bit of white vinegar in there, a little bit of seasoning, garlic. Everyone knows that moment, like, yeah, I've had that, mozzarella, tomatoes and basil. But you can really elevate and reinvent that by just looking at similar things. Peaches and ham, melon, ham and mozzarella. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. We travel around the world, we go to Spain, we get the melon, we get the serrano ham, you go to Italy. And I'm infatuated with these at the minute. So we've got, as I call them in our household, they're called neckos, but they're nectarines. So we've got a yellow nectarine here. Let's get a real ripe one. So
everyone is absolutely loving the live, and they cannot believe how fast the hour has gone. It's gone in a blink.
Well, that's good, guys, because I need more time for the potatoes. So let's enjoy ourselves. The night is young. So here we go. So we've got some beautiful fruit here. This is all stone fruit, and I want to teach you one thing. You've probably got some pros watching. Do you know the most important thing about a stone fruit to signal that, hey, I'm ready, come and eat me?
No.
Smell.
Right.
Yeah. If it doesn't smell, don't eat it. So smell that. So I've got here, guys. I've got.
I nearly got it then.
Yeah.
Nearly got it.
Oh, only joking. So we've got. They call them in supermarkets donut peaches. I don't know, like some PR to make the kids eat them. They're Italian flats, so they're flat white peaches. They're beautiful. They're furry, and they smell of nothing because it's not ripe. So have a little waft of that, Mum. Terry, don't worry, not missing you out. Have a waft of that. Does it smell delicious? It's like, yeah, peach. No, because it's not ready. And in the animal world, little David Attenborough moment. Again, I kind of like to captivate people I'm cooking for, chefs I'm working with, and get in their brain by having all these simple analogies. And the David Attenborough moment is that, a banana grows. And banana, you have it on the kitchen top. Some people are like, oh, I don't like a banana when it's too ripe and spotty. The only time to make a banana loaf. See the hook? Banana loaf, boom, dessert. But the fact is, you want to eat that banana when it's sticky and pungent and sickly, and it's saying, somebody come and eat me, and it's got a seed in it. And then the monkey in the wild will eat it, run a mile to where it lives in the tree. Yeah, simple analogy. And then it will, do its stuff, and the seed will grow somewhere. And that's the circle of life, little Lion King moment. And it's the same with pineapples. Like I often write on, with the Alfonso mangoes on my menus, overripe mango, with mascarpone ice cream and Giandua Italian kind of fudge and stuff like that. And the reason I write it because I like a mango, and you cut into it and you're like, whoa, it's almost on the edge of not being edible because it's at that peak perfume saying, come get me. And that's when it's at its best, nutritionally and to eat as well. So that's what we're doing here tonight. Peaches that smell of nothing.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Karen Naylor says, which beef does Ryan prefer?
Argentinian or
Brazilian or Japanese?
See, the Wagyu thing's a brand. It's delicious, but Wagyu's like butter. That's why they sell it in 100 grams. So you get 100 grams of a few slices. he's great and all that, but I like Wagyu. I work with a brilliant producer in England called the Earl of Stonham, and he's got a pure herd of Wagyu beef, but he just feeds it. You know, there's no massaging, there's no music, there's no beer. You know, late night poker. You know, all the cows like throwing down the aces and stuff. It's literally the only cow genetically in its DNA that stores fat instead of me, as you can see here. You know, seen the rump before, nothing there. But I've got that 36-year-old, yeah, I'm happy, I'm married thing going on here. That's where I store my fat. Now Wagyu, no one knows why, scientists don't. It's the only genetic four-legged animal that stores its fat intramuscular. So it stores its fat within the muscle. No one knows why. So it's quite a lean thing to look at. So, you know, as they feed it and nurture it, give it the right diet, that fat gets quite incorporated. But it's kind of like eating butter. You don't want to eat too much of it. I would say, to answer that plainly, I live in Britain. The British Isles has got some of the best pasture and grass in the whole world. So I've got to stick with my roots. English beef, hands down. Irish. John? Got your back, mate. Potatoes, beef. Yeah, and then you can do all these things. You can age it and stuff like that. So British beef, Argentinian beef's amazing, Brazilian beef. But I like the techniques of those countries. So back to the salad. What was that? We've got a ghost in the oven. Let's just check that out. Should be fine. We're just doing the metals flexing. That's fine. So
Yeah,
that's heating up.
that's all we want.
They're moving, which is good. That was the potatoes that are moving. So basically, what have we got here? We've got a...
Potatoes are moving.
No, that's what I said. Like moving. They're starting to colour.
It's heating up and it's talking.
Terry's got my back. So we've got a beautiful nectarine, white nectarine. Have a little whiff of that. Yeah?
You can smell that, yeah?
Yeah, smell that?
Yeah.
You don't have to lie. It really does smell good though, doesn't it?
I'm
So,
not lying.
yeah. You're a bit unsure, like, yeah,
Okay.
smells
Fair,
smells
I'm
good.
gonna eat it in a minute.
And you can smell it.
You can
And these,
feel the difference.
yeah, and these as well, you kind of want them really soft and stuff.
You can feel that the skin moves on.
Yeah, and these as well. So this is your standard apricot. This is what you're used to. Nice little, they say a nice blush on an apricot's a good sign. And then I found these a couple of weeks ago. You get a nice overview on that. Get a colour difference with that. So a nice blush in apricot and red apricots. I mean, come on.
They look lovely. don't
Yeah, so in cooking for so long, you just get these amazing ingredients. So, got some yellow nectarines, we've got some white nectarines, we've got some red apricots, some normal apricots, and we're going to make this beautiful salad, so let's crack on with that. What we're going to start with first. So we'll start with the gorgeous vinaigrette. So we've got those sweet nectarines, nice and perfumed, salty cheese, a little bit of garlic paper on there, which no one wants to eat, so we'll take that off. And then we've got this andouille. What are we going to do with it? Well, we're going to put it in a pan, and the Italians, they literally get this, they put it in a, do you know these incense, what they call them, the candles, and you put like the little oils in and they burn? They,
I know.
well they,
I do know what you mean.
thanks Mum. So there's
Essential oil burner.
essential oil, there we go, Terry, thanks. But they have one of those and they melt it so it's liquid, and they dip like sourdough into it, they dip cheese into it. Yeah, but a meat fondue. It's really naughty, like don't want to be telling the cholesterol doctor about that. So on we go, function, min, so we're turning that down. I'm going to get that andouille. Have you got the pans on here? Shall I bring it on here for a minute? So this is all we want to do, we just want to melt it. So as you can see, get a real close up on that. And as you can see in there, we've got the chilli and the fat. Look at that, just melting away like butter. I'm going to break that down, put that on there before I get beeped away into space. And then we just want to pop all that beautiful andouille. Have a smell of that. You smell the chilli in that. And this one's semi-spicy.
We've got Anna, who I think is from Italy. She says they make their own in Italy.
I love that. Anna, I love that. You know what, and it probably is, you know. When I was growing up, I used to make my own Yorkshire puddings, Anna. That's what an Englishman does, but wow, out in California. Where's Anna from?
Well, she didn't say, but she said we make our own in Italy.
I love that. So this as well, this andouille is a finished product, which means it's like buying cheese. You don't need to do a lot to it. You can manipulate it, you can melt it under a grill, use a fondue and stuff, but this is so good. It's from a great supplier. Like I said, you can get this in Sainsbury's, you can get this in Waitrose. I brought this with me because I had some in the fridge, but I do often get it from Waitrose and Sainsbury's. I just popped a little bit, got all that fat in there,
Antonia says, with sourdough bread. And Brian has done a live for us during lockdown, sourdough bread. And quite a lot of ladies followed this recipe. And Laura, my daughter, makes her own sourdough bread now. And at one time it made Brian jealous because she was doing so well with it.
And I'm staying in my brother's house at the minute, and I said to him the other day, I said, where's your sourdough? I rang him up, he's in Wales, I'm looking after his house. He said, oh no, I haven't got it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I've been making it on his worktop because I taught him online on FaceTime. And I taught Laura. Calabria. Yeah. Hi Anna. Amazing. So paying good respect to one of your incredible ingredients. Thank you for you and your region for bringing this to us. It's absolutely incredible. John, your knives, they're pretty good. Have you had these sharpened, or is this you? Is this the sharpener that I bought for you? Can't take any credit. Yeah, so chives as well. You can go all out and start getting really chefy and really thin like that. This is for a dressing. We're looking for that. We've got the picante, acidity in there. Mum's looking at going, there's vinegar in there. There is, Mum, but trust me, you're always at the front of my mind. One of the most important ladies in my life. Unless my wife's watching. Well, generally. And I'm always thinking about what you like, Mum.
Good, well, that's what I like.
So chives, loads of it. Let's just get a nice little overview of that there as well. And as you can see,
have paprika in it?
yeah, I think it does. Paprika or pimento. And look at that, guys. Look at that. You see it just melting away like butter. You see the solid bit here. It's just melting away there. And the smell on that, you get the acidity. I put a bit of Merlot vinegar, which is Merlot like the wine. So Merlot like the wine. The reason I use vinegars made from wine is because they're not made from byproduct grapes. If you use a Merlot, a Chardonnay, Cab Sauv, a Zinfandel, something like that, you're generally going to be getting a very, very nice, beautiful grape variety that was good enough to make wine. So if it's good enough to make vinegar and you're using that in your dressing, it has a stamp of approval that I'm all about. So rest of those chives. So the chives go in there. We've got the andouille, and again we're just tarting it up a little bit, spicing it up, putting that dinner jacket on that beautiful product from Calabria that Anna, if I'm rightly saying your name, has just stated. It's a gorgeous ingredient that can be made at home. Not for us though, really. We're not really making that at home, are we, Terry? We're going to whack out a bit of andouille tomorrow? Not yet. There's time. There is time indeed. So there we go. We've got the chives in there, and again, there's the dressing. Lovely. And when I say a dressing, it's quite thick, but it's going to be absolutely delicious as well. So we'll pop a little bit of oil in there, just to make it that dressing that we're looking for. So when I say a dressing, for me, a vinaigrette should be something that falls off a spoon. Or if it doesn't fall off a spoon, it's a marinade, it's a paste, it's like a curry paste or something like that. So you go paste to dressings to drinkable stuff. Like so. Here we go. Chives for garnish. So guys, if you have got any more questions, I'd love to answer them for you. Mum, have you got any questions?
No.
Why do you never have any questions for me?
Pardon?
Why do you never have any questions for me?
Because I like all your food.
Just not vinegar or chicken.
The herb chicken.
And herbs. No herb chicken. None of this. None of that. Is it cooked? Is it edible? Yeah, where would we be though without Mum's just bringing us down to the level, saying, don't forget, there's more to be taken. There's more to learn. Just when you're about to celebrate making a great herb chicken, Mum says, no.
No, I do like a lot of your food, but just some of it. Just...
Okay. Terry, do you think it would be great to show and tell here at the end? Yeah, okay, cool. So let's get down and get a little bit exciting with these nectarines. Just going to check my potatoes, guys. I'm still here. John, just so I can come back a little bit while I'm doing that, would you be an absolute legend? Can you just take these out, just turn them around? These potatoes, just bring a tray out, and then just toss them around. I'll tell you what, I'll do one on camera just to show everyone. So, mini roast potatoes, guys, you call them whatever you like. Pop them there. We're just going to use a nice little palette knife. Plenty of oil Do like using a little bit of oil. We just want crunchy little potatoes. The thing is about these is they shouldn't really be rushed. So I'm kind of like, you know, this is live and I'm quite happy to make mistakes. Because when you make mistakes, if you guys make mistakes at home as well, you can be like, hey, he made a mistake, but this is how he fixed it, rather than, hey, you're a failure, don't try that again. Being a cook's all about experimenting. It's all about, you know, what went wrong, why did the curry not taste as good as the ones I buy, you know, and research. We're in the land of, you know, Google and the internet and stuff like that. There's always an answer to, you know, enhance your skills and find out what you're looking for. Now, with the potatoes, the key to a great potato, whether it be a roast potato, a chip, people say, how do you get your potatoes so good? Time. So these are, I am making a little bit of an excuse. We're going to get the colour on these, but we're probably not going to get the fluffiness. I mean, it's like TV, isn't it? Everyone goes, oh, this is really nice. And you know, the Nigella stuff's probably not always all that. But it looks good. But I'm going to be really honest with you. We're looking for a nice colour, a nice fluffy inside. It's probably not going to be done in the time that I want. But yeah, nice little turnaround with that. Toss them in the oil. Plenty of oil back in the oven. And there we go. John, would you do the same with your little tray for me? Yep. And just watch out because that lamb's on. Guys, my lamb's going in as well. Hot grill. Is that on? Max. That's a grill. Grill. Yeah. Full grill. Grill there.
That's nice.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, I told you guys, we've got the whole family involved. Got the parents, hands in the grill, giving it all this. We knew we would get them there in the end. So here we go. Both getting involved. Look at you. They're getting hungry, that's why. When people start getting hungry, they start getting involved. So, nectarines. Do them over a bowl because you don't want to lose any of that juice. Look at that. Mum, do you want to try that? Oh, what's going on? Mum's hit the biscuits. What's going on? Terry, would you like to try? I've just washed my hands. Okay, so over a bowl, spin the knife around.
Go on, give us a piece now.
She wants in.
Oh, look at that. That's clever.
So we're going to go as well. Nice little overview if we can, please, Terry.
Do I not get a piece now?
No.
I've not had one of those in such a long time.
So,
You just, like,
so
realise them.
I like to sit here. I mean, I'll probably do it a little bit faster. You don't do these things at speed. You just rock the knife around. If you do it sideways, if you do it down, you're going to start putting pressure. So nice safety is to do it on the equator, as I call it. So that's almost knife level away from you. And you spin the fruit, so you're in full control. You start spinning that knife, you haven't got control. So good knife skills there, so important. Basic skills that we learn in the kitchen straight away. And you spin on the blade, knife stays nice and stable. And then look at that. Nice little blush on the inside, super juicy, dripping, absolutely delicious. So Mum, there we go, you try that.
Thank you.
Make as many noises as you want if you like it, so everyone knows at home. This is delicious. Oh, there's peach. Whoa! There we go. That was me. That's what Mum's going to do that in a minute. Finish your biscuit first, Mum. Or your lovely cake. Are you eating a cake from earlier today?
No, I'm eating a piece of cheese.
Piece of cheese. Do you know what that says?
That.
That says, hurry up, Brian, because I'm hungry. No, I am cooking for Mum.
No, I've had no lunch today and no tea.
That's what my wife says though. I'll be like, well, you go out today? No, it's raining.
I've had
Like,
no breakfast.
why didn't you go out? Because you took the umbrella, so see how it comes back. It's my fault.
A few peaches you made.
So, we've got a pan on here.
They are nice.
Did you hear that? Delicious.
They are nice. They are
So
gorgeous.
we're gonna do some weird stuff here. We're gonna get these. We're just gonna pop them in the pan. Listen. Sizzle, sizzle. There we go. Then we leave them nice and thick when they go in the pan. Hear that? Sizzle, sizzle. That's what we're after. And the reason we're putting them in the pan is because these will caramelise up like an absolute dream. Anything, you know that moment where you put things on the grill and you just they go, you know, char-grilled courgettes, char-grilled aubergines. So nice. Did you do the other tray, John?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Don't worry. Don't worry, I am not spoiling my appetite. I had a thin slice of cheese, okay, because I was making the interior brew and I just saw it there. And it said, somebody is trying to look what Michael Lewis Anderson said. I don't know, you should be able to scroll back on comments, but I can't see what he said either. So, Oh, Michael Lewis Anderson said, Geraldine Allen, I can travel without any problems now. So I don't know what that means.
Oh, is this from Texas?
No, Michael is from Belgium. He's actually a northern guy from Ashton-under-Lyne.
Is that right?
Yes. And then
What's he called? What's the gentleman's name?
Michael Lewis Anderson.
Michael Lewis Anderson. I am a born and bred Ashton-under-Lyne Tameside boy at heart.
Yes.
Lot of respect. Yeah, I love Ashton.
Yeah.
Don't know much about Belgium. He's in Belgium.
He's in Belgium.
But I hope you're enjoying your time in Belgium.
Yes, he's lived there for a long time. He married his husband there.
Fantastic.
And he comes back every now and again. Very nice guy.
I love that. Okay, cool.
What do you think of doing your roasts in Houston?
Yeah, that's... I don't know if that's doing anything more. Can you check those grills? Are they just slow grills?
No, they're not slow.
They're not slow. They're not really doing anything.
Do
So,
you want to just go check the grill tape? Because you always manage to...
so just to give you a bit of a recap as well, guys, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I do like a little bit of a chat. I'm just cutting all types of unusual white nectarines. I've got some white nectarines. I've got some yellow nectarines, and just nicely just building.
And
That's
Michelle,
the oven.
Michelle said...
It happens all
That's
at
the
once.
oven. That's the grill.
Is it right?
half grill.
When you think it's not doing anything, it's like, surprise!
Okay, so it is doing something.
So, Ray, Michelle Fitzsimmons says, is this a dry pan?
It is a dry pan.
Yep.
And it's a dry pan because it's a non-stick pan. It's a very good quality non-stick pan. I'm very confident that it's going to deliver nice caramelisation. So I do this on the barbecue on my Instagram last week. I got some of that parchment, with that baking paper that I was talking about, and I just covered it. And then I covered it with all different types of cut-up peaches and plums and stuff, and I served it with the most incredible mascarpone ice cream. Peaches and cream, nectarines. Nectarines are very closely related. They're basically furless peaches. They're so close. And then if you just look at that on the overhead, you just see a nice bit of caramelisation. You see that? So this is again caramelisation. Let's go Sugar and Crumbs chat. You know, caramel, toffee, all these things. Stop waving it around. There we go. It's a bit slower, isn't it? But this caramelisation is going to give you that bitter-sweet toffee-like flavour. So we're going to let them just do their thing. Maybe we'll pop those in there as well.
This bit isn't relevant to you. So the question was, Geraldine was talking to Michael and asking when he could come back to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. I have invited Michael back, but due to COVID and everything else and the travel restrictions, that's not been able to do that. But we are here with Ryan in the kitchen tonight, so we keep on track with that. That would be great because he's cooking at speed here, and we can talk about Michael next time again.
Do you like those? Look at those. Look at those on a close-up. That for me. I mean, look at the juice coming out of those. See that? Oh my god, absolutely incredible. Have a little. There you go, Mum. I know you're hungry. Have a little. I squashed that bit for you. Is it extra nice now? I squashed it.
Really nice.
So is there much of a taste difference between the yellow and the red one?
Shall we try? Why don't we just try?
What's that?
The thing about the thing
The difference between the yellow and the red one is...
So the thing is about an apricot is an apricot isn't one of the most popular fruits in the world because it's not there with a crisp apple. It's not there with a really perfumed pineapple and mango. It's not got that morning, thing that we need from that acidic kind of orange juice. But it should be. It's got great kind of fibre, got potassium in it. And it's really, really incredible. I'll give you that. So try that one first because that's the one you're used to. I mean, fresh fruit, no sulfites, no preservatives, better for your body. The hangover you get from wine is from the sulfates and sulfites. So when you get dried fruit, they put sulfites on it to stop it oxidising. So you've been to a fancy health store, you get these brown apricots. Like, oh, what are those? Well, it's just better. So just eat them fresh. So even if they don't taste like the best apricots ever, just eat them fresh. I'm all about, as I get older, I had a knee operation a couple of years ago, just wear and tear, and probably related to a sporting incident when I was younger. But I'm just so aware of what fruit can do, fruit and veg, especially with a young family as well. I should just get in there. I'm like in a new place with my fruit at the minute, not just as a chef, but as a family man at home with a fruit plate every morning. And it's cheap as well. You buy all these fancy cereals and stuff, fruit is cheap. Yeah, and seasonal fruit. I go around Sainsbury's and I look at everything that's in red because it's like half price. This for £1 should be £2.75. I love it, and I just love a bargain as well. And it makes you feel good. So there we go, toasted. So you can see as well, let's bring this on here. Now it looks...
The red one is a lot more juicy. It reminds me of the difference between like green and red grapes. Like the red one tastes a bit different.
So you said, I don't think you substitute anything. Hey, the potatoes, guys. The potatoes are rocking.
They all come together, like.
The potatoes are, here we go, two and a half hours into the live, and the potatoes are rocking. Yeah, no, basically, the grills just don't seem to be doing anything though. Is it? Can I make them a little bit higher?
No.
They are doing
I can
something.
see.
Okay, cool. Well, we've got to plate up some stuff first, so they can be last plated. So guys, I'm going to pop this here so we get a beautiful overhead on there. I mean, look at that. My mum has had this dish. How long have you had this dish, Mum?
I would probably say 20 years.
20 years. And I've walked past this coming in from a nightclub at 4 in the morning. I've walked past this in my school tie. I've walked past this every point in my life and I've never looked at it. I came in today, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. We should use this tonight. Touching it all up like this, round. Oh, I don't know. I just become quite connected. Do you get that? Do you see things and you become quite connected to...
I did when I saw that 20 years ago now.
Did you? I did. It took me 20 years.
It happens to her when she sees anything shiny as well.
Is that right? I know that. You got shiny wallpaper, haven't you? You got shiny clothes. I like that though.
They haven't commented on all the shiny pots behind that.
So anyway, let's get a nice little shiny salad together, and then what we've got here. You can see here plating. Everyone thinks that. Well, I don't know. Don't want to be condescending, so excuse me if I sound condescending. But chefs, why do we plate things nice? Well, one, because we're charging an extra £7.50 for the same carrot you can buy from the supermarket. Number one. And number two, no, really, it's about, for me, it's about, if I plate stuff in a certain way, someone's not going to go, I'll have my peas, and then I'll have my carrots, and I'll eat my beef, because that's the best bit. But, you know, to get a mouthful of everything, to experience all the different flavours together. And it's the same with a salad. Aesthetically, you need to get what you pay for, so it needs to look beautiful. That's not my number one though. We know we've got a great product. We know we've got a great nectarine salad here, but as well as using a bit of a gentle iron technique, so cooking some of them, keeping some raw, you know, cutting some different shapes. It keeps it exciting, you know, as people, we're going to serve this family style, as people are taking off the plate. It doesn't look like someone's just nicked your peas. You know, it's where my peas gone. You're like, no, everyone's getting a bit of the same, aren't they? And that's important. So look at that for a salad.
So as Brie Drownell says, you eat with your eyes.
You do, and I couldn't agree more. So that goes there. We're going to finish this up now with some beautiful salty cheese. So I've got feta. You can use like Mexican queso fresco. Yeah, and I get sweet, tangy, slightly zingy kind of apricots in there and nectarines. Just get that cheese. Just crumble it over. Try and keep it all together. If it falls, don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. Some nice big chunks on there. I just love stuff like this. I actually like plating. As I said, I've worked for a few ultra high net worth families out in the south of France, Saint-Tropez, Antibes. We've been on a yacht in Mykonos, and what they have is they like luxury. And what I learned is luxury comes in choice. So it was like a big display on the table. It's not like individually served like I was used to on a Sunday roast. But so I like to play it like that. Sit down in a restaurant, loads of little things going on. What's that? It's crispy. I'll go back for that. But like you see that in Chinese restaurants as well, don't you, Mum?
A lot of people are looking at the salad and said it's their idea of heaven, Ryan.
Ooh.
It's making lots of people hungry.
Well, yeah, as well. And it's July, August. We're in the United Kingdom for anybody in Belgium and the United States. But you know, Northern Hemisphere, stone fruit, July, August. It's your time. Let's go all the way from January. You've got all your citruses to April. Then you've got your strawberries coming in from May to July. And then it's mangoes. They kick off end of May, June. Mangoes, Indian, Pakistani. You've got your Kesa, your Alfonso. And then now, all we have at home is
It's a fly catcher.
Oh, that was a slow death somewhere in the kitchen. So yeah, basically...
Do we need side plates, Ryan?
Basically... What's that?
Do we need some side plates?
No, we've got big plates there.
Yeah, what are you going to serve the main?
On these.
I know that.
Listen, Mum, this is your night. You don't need to worry tonight. I've got you.
Well, we're going to have the main on there, but we're going to eat it on.
On your plates? few knife and forks.
I never really brought 4 plates.
Yeah, the chef just sits there and watch people eat his food. And he sits there like, whoa, that's going on the menu. They look like they're enjoying that. That's all right. Look at me. Do I look like I eat? Okay.
So good.
So we've got that andouille on there. Some chives to finish. Careful, it might be hot. And it's definitely spicy.
Yeah.
Was you going to put all that in your mouth?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I'll smell it. I didn't even put it near my mouth.
Okay.
That acid smell went right on me out. Not acid smell, acidic smell went right on me.
So as well, really nice just to pull the dishes together a little bit. We've got that salty cheese, that zingy kind of dressing, a little bit of honey just to finish as well. Just the fruit is right, but again, peaches, honey and ice cream, chef's dream, my dream. The salts come in, the seasoning from the cured meat and the feta, and there you go. That's your dish.
Yay!
So
Doesn't that look good, everybody?
So there you go, and that is that sweet, it's savoury, it's tangy. We're going to pop that there. We'll pull everything.
Everyone's saying it's looking delicious.
We'll pull everything together now, and we'll move this board because we're done.
I tell you what, because I thought that was the starter. That's going to go with our main, is it?
Well, that's the funny thing, because when I was doing this at Cook's Tour that I was telling everybody about,
yeah.
Well, I would speak to John the next day, or if you were doing it a day later, watching it on record, I'd be like, "Is Mum like it? Just like it?" And John would be like, "Yeah, she's just eating one of her starters." But really, there was kind of like a main and 4 sides. But
No, I did.
You've got your ideas, Mum, and
No,
as long as you enjoy yourself.
John cooked every meal that you made from Cook's Tour, and we all sat down and enjoyed them.
Nice. Okay, so we're.
Do you want me to get rid of this hob now? Can you do
that would be fantastic, yeah. And then we can plate it here, and then that would give a great overview, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful, that's hot.
Oh well.
Yeah, so you've got Mum doing something. John's doing stuff, Mum's doing stuff. I'm going to sit down and chill in a minute.
Move the lamb chopping turning over.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start plating the rest of the dishes. No, not yet.
Jill says, can I come to dinner, please?
Mum, I'm going to serve this up how I want. I'm going to keep your lamb chops in a little bit more.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and then
just how I like it.
Yeah, Mum likes things really well cooked. Really, really well cooked. You're going to say hot as well, aren't you? Is that a thing?
Pardon?
Do you like them really well cooked and really hot? Yeah. Ryan, this roast isn't hot. It's because it's been resting for half an hour. It's a hot plate and hot sauce. I like my food hot. But then, imagine me coming out the oven and I'd still be screaming, wouldn't I, really tense and stuff. Like, you gotta let that, you gotta let relax. Let all the juices flow back to where it make a nice, beautiful cut of meat. And yeah, I can get really carried away myself, can't I, with my chat? Get in my moment. So, we've got here beautiful salad. We can start plating the broccoli in a sec. We'll go broccoli on there. The lamb's not far off, the potatoes are not far off. I like, and you can see as well that luxury that comes here with plating and having centre stage stuff. So let's get that broccoli just gone in. So what is your ultimate menu? Obviously this, but what would be? I was asking John the other day. I said, John, what's Mum's favourite food? I don't know. She likes everything. That's not strictly true, is it, John?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm not trying to cause problems here. I'm just saying.
I have no idea what she likes.
But what would be your? Tell me. What would be your? What's your favourite food?
When the wind's coming from the west.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Means she changed her mind as to the wind
Right.
blows.
I really can't tell you what I like because I used to love everything, and over the years things have changed. And last year I went off meat completely.
Meat.
Yeah, completely off meat. I couldn't even stand it. Couldn't even look at it. I went through a really bad time, and John had to cook vegan meals all last year, all through COVID. He had to make vegan meals, and that's how it is. And I'm only now just coming back into eating meat again.
Okay, so everyone will be really pleased. 2 hours into the live, and my potatoes are ready. I'm really excited about that. If no one else is. So, John, we'll put that down. So have we got some kind of spatula that I could get those off there with? You know. Sorry, guys, it's not my kitchen. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. We're going to have
like a big
potatoes.
spoon, Ryan?
What's that, Mum?
Got like a big spoon?
Yeah.
They're in that drawer under the hob.
That would be pretty awesome. Under the hob. Yeah.
So So Sue Sherwood said she could listen to Ryan all night. He explains things really well.
That's good. Thank you. That's Sue.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue. I've been very, very lucky to work with some incredible chefs and some mentors. I had two very important mentors. One was my executive chef at my second to last job. He was my mentor for several years. And another one called Richard, and another one was called Andrew Parkinson, and he was a northerner. And they always took the time, you know, they always took the time to explain. And I think the least you can do when somebody gives you that time is to be respectful and listen. And I like to be, I said before, didn't I, Terry, I like to be a product of my favourite people that have mentored and taught me. And they talked about things with passion. Not a word that I use that often, but I'm really interested in cooking. I don't know if that obviously comes across.
So we are going to eat this meal, and we're going to eat it as a full meal, all four of us. You're quite right, it is late, and John and I would never eat this late, but we know that we do the Facebook Lives at 8 o'clock at night, and that's why we've done it so late, really, for you guys, so they could join us. But normally Ryan would cook for us at 5 o'clock, ready to eat for 6, 5:30, which is our ideal time. So Breeder says your passion, enthusiasm is infectious, Ryan.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
So lots of positivity. So yes, we are going to eat it, so don't worry. And we're going to eat a whole meal, and Terry is very excited as well.
I'm so excited.
John is starving, I am starving. But I will tell you that Ryan, John and Terry have all had a sneaky tea.
Is that right?
Yes.
So
Because Ryan was concerned that we were going to eat late.
I've got this thing, like, I've been lucky enough to do a few lives, and like I said, the masterclass. It's not always planned. Even on Saturday Kitchen, we're all like, oh, this is nice, waiting for a brunch, and that's not always the case. But Mum insisted that this would be her dinner, and not just made up nonsense. So Mum's still starving, and the potatoes are ready.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Brewed my tea.
I was talking from experience, but Mum being Mum, you know best. Don't you?
I've got brewed my tea with a slice of cheese, but these guys have eaten tonight.
So guys, we were talking. Mum, have a little after that. How's that?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Mum hates herbs, so she's gonna love that.
No, I do not eat herbs.
I'm joking. So basically, rosemary.
Yeah.
So you can see there. I wonder if there's enough.
Garlic,
So all that rosemary in there, and then all that garlic, and the potatoes. You've got to get them really, really. People be like, he's burnt them. He didn't. He wanted them cooked, and he burnt them. No, I want them. They're cracked potatoes.
These taste nice.
Fluffy. Nice bit of bitterness, perfume, garlic, fluffy insides. I've gone a bit faster than what I wanted, so not going to be as fluffy as I wanted them. Looks like there's half of Norway in there with the forest. But that's all right. It's all there for a
seriously,
reason.
guys, these potatoes, Brian always makes them for us, and they're absolutely delicious.
Then
I did say to him why he burnt the potatoes the first time he did them, and then I realised that when I tasted them, they're not burnt. Yeah, no. And then the first time we did them, I said, why have we got burnt potatoes?
Yeah, I can't eat crispy spuds.
Okay, so we've got that broccoli there. So we are plating up. Lamb's almost ready. So.
And normally John and I never eat after 8 o'clock, so you're quite right. We've got some really good friends John and I go away on holiday with, and they love eating at 9 o'clock at night. Oh, it drives me and John mad. But we tend to always eat by 5, 6 o'clock, 6:30, the absolute latest. But this was, we wanted you guys to watch it tonight.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got some lovely broccoli there, roasted, stem on, the whole thing, value for money, like never before, and a nice different way of presenting.
I see that Kerry, we've got a Terry and a Kerry, can be very confusing at times. So Kerry is watching from Sugar and Crumbs, and she says that she's very jealous.
So, well, if you could smell this, Kerry, it's absolutely stunning. So, I mean, I have to be, an orchestra, one-man band for my food, but I cook things that I love. So it comes out quite easy. So we've got the broccoli here.
Jenny March says, I've enjoyed this live. Thank you, Ryan, for explaining things in detail.
You're very welcome.
Was it in the oven to reheat the broccoli once you've cooked it?
Again, it was cooked, and I'll just give it about 8-9 minutes.
And Mandy Harvey says she loves the idea of this live. She can keep watching this live again and again and make it once she's got all the ingredients.
Try that, John. So these are the Persian, Turkish, like what you got in your Turkish kebab, proper. Is that really zingy?
Like, yes.
Mum gonna like that?
No.
Do you want to try, Mum? There's some noises. It's just lemon juice.
Watch the face now.
So, ooh. Okay, fair enough. So basically, did we get a grater? Did we get a microphone? We did, didn't we? So we've got that broccoli here, toasted, bitter, sweet, umami from the parmesan. Do you know what umami is, John?
No, but that looks very good.
So
it's that extra sense.
It's that extra. Yeah, it's like the fifth sense. So you've got bitter, sweet, savoury, bitter, sweet, savoury, salt, umami. Sour.
Not savoury.
Savoury. Yeah, savoury are the same. Yeah, 19 years been cooking. Just about got that right. But yeah, no. Basically, it's a bit of a tongue tickler. But umami has only been discovered about 20 years ago, and it's a natural occurring salt. So you get it in wakame, you get it in fermented things, you get little rocks of salt in parmesan. It's not from the salting process; it's from the actual milk from the actual cow that it came from. And in the aging process, it squeezes out salt as it dehydrates and gives you some beautiful.
So Viv Goddard and a few other ladies says they wish it was smell-o-vision. And then a couple of, yeah, exactly. So Emma Lewis, how long was the broccoli roasted for? The live, you can keep the live, it's on YouTube. Go back, watch it again right from the beginning. Just slow it down where Ryan says things, and then you'll learn everything from there. But Ryan, quickly, how long was the broccoli roasted
About
for?
30 minutes.
Yep.
Do you know what as well? I could just eat that, just as it is.
A lot of people say.
Loads of pepper.
So the vegetarians and the vegans are here saying that is an ideal dish for them.
Yeah, and that's what. Do you know what? All this stuff. We all know broccoli. We all know fruit. We all know chorizo. I just wanted to do something slightly different.
Vanessa Kraft says, "What a brilliant live, Ryan. Thank you for giving us your time." Sue Sherwood said she's definitely going to watch again and cook this too.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, guys, I'm really glad that you've enjoyed it. I'm really glad. I just got the opportunity. I love teaching. What I said. Love teaching. Love sharing my knowledge. So some beautiful lamb.
So Mandy Harvey says she's not a lover of lamb chops, but would it be okay with lamb steaks to do the same thing?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I sometimes butterfly a lamb leg, do the same marinade, and then just do it on the barbecue. It's a beautiful. Mum, you have to tell me, Mum, if I hit your kind of brown sugar moment here. Yeah?
Are you sprinkling brown sugar over the top?
No. No, definitely not. So,
the table's looking good, isn't it, Jerry?
It is.
I can just see John's eyes light.
Yeah, he's getting all excited, John, now.
John's getting really excited. So, Mum, yours are your lamb chops.
My lamb chops are being done.
Your lamb chops are in the incinerator. Just getting them just how you like them. So now we've got some fresh mint here. So as well, ginger. Let's get a bit carried away. Some of that ginger on there as well.
Well, I like ginger.
Little bit weird, but it's nice. Got that sweet, pickly ginger. And everyone's like, sushi. No, someone said it's for sushi. Let's break down that kind of stereotyping.
Well, June Barrett says she loves that plate of lamb. She could eat it. It looks so delicious. Diana Ruckles says, fabulous live, loving it, thank you. Pamela Powshirt said, I'd happily scoff that lamb and potatoes. Kit Curran, looks fab, enjoy folks.
So
Paula Zane, love that pickle, reminds me of Malaysia.
Yeah, lovely. So we've got here, again, are you thinking like it's not just about that chefy moment of putting stuff on things to look good? That mint, since just hit that lamb, has just come alive, reminds you of all those delicate ingredients and amazing sharp ingredients like the garlic and ginger that have now settled in the cooking process and just lifts it to a fresh level again. Ginger, honey, soy, miso and honey. Did I say honey?
Yeah.
Ginger, garlic, honey, miso and mint. Grilled lamb chops with some pickled ginger, pine nuts, mint to finish. We've got some roasted broccoli, absolutely stunning here with some Persian style pickled shallots, parmesan for that umami moment. And then we've got the most incredible salads. My favourite salad, made it up pretty much in my head just for you guys. Seasonal nectarines, red apricots, and do your vinaigrette, chive, salty cheese in the form of feta.
Sorry.
Biggest fan. Tells me what to do constantly. My biggest fan. And then we've got the absolutely stunning on the overhead here. Half of Norway in your potatoes. Got a nice little conifer forest of rosemary in there, garlic, all crackling away. Being amazing. Mum, come here. Give me a kiss. I love you. Thanks for inviting me on.
He's a love, isn't he?
Absolutely incredible woman. It's been incredible cooking this for you. Terry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And John, you can be trusted. It's proven you can be trusted. Thank you for
Whenever
your help.
Ryan sees me, he always goes, Mum, go on, son, what you do? Show him what you do.
What do I do?
You always grab hold of me, smell me.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. It's like, It's like that silverback moment, isn't it? Like, Mum. I don't know. There's
Always grabs
something.
me, smells
There's something. I said, do you know that mum smell? I know you're all watching at home. There's a parent, a friend.
John never does that.
No. There's a tip for you there, John. It's not cooking. There's a tip. No, I love my mum to bits, and there's a nostalgic thing. Is it primitive? Is that what you say? Is that instinctive? So it's good. It's been an absolute pleasure cooking for you, Mum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, babe.
Been amazing. So I hope you enjoy.
Are we going to eat this in front of everybody, or are we saying bye?
Yeah, well, we can do. It's going to get messy and stuff, so I think we should say bye. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry you're not going to get to watch us eat it, but I do agree with Ryan. It's going to get messy, and we're going to sit down and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah,
thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow night with Karen Griffiths at 8
o'clock. Take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Ryan.
Bye.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, John.
Bye.